I'm going to do part 2 of this series of interactions by Aurélien Salomon that I saw on Dribbble. I'm linking to his Dribbble shot in the description because he came up with this, and you should give him a like and follow him. Really great work, and I'm barely doing it justice here. But it's got some really cool effects that work really well in the transition designer, so I think it's fun to see how you could make something like this in Flinto. Now check out that transition right there. That's the one I'm going to recreate today. So I've added a new screen to my prototype. That's this one here that has all these kind of individual cards. And I'm going to make it so that I can swipe down from this screen and go to that one. So I'll start by drawing a link on this screen, link to the other one, and use down swipe as the gesture. Okay, so I'm going to start by aligning the screens. Next, I'm going to take highlights, move it over to the left. I'm going to take gaming, move it over to the right. And I'm going to take movies and put it over here. Because in the original animation, these all kind of come in from a straight line, and then they animate into a vertical column like that. Okay, so you can see how this is starting to come together already. This background needs to start, I think, about here, so that the white content will show through at the end. So the background kind of slides in like that. And I think that the content and this subhead area both slide off the screen like that. Okay, so it's like the background's pushing them down. You know, science should be somewhere like this, but actually science is going to be connected to the header. So if I actually hide the end screen, you can see in the start screen, there's this header here that's got that purple color and the word science on it. So in the end screen, that purple color, this purple rectangle here should be connected to the other one. So let me find that. Inside of the header, there's that purple rectangle, and I'm going to connect it to this rectangle. So I'm selecting both of those, click Connect Layers, and now we've got that shape morphing. I just want to make sure that the word science is treated correctly, so I'm going to connect the word science from the end screen to the word science in the start screen. So I'll select both of those, connect them, just toggle the transition to make sure it's looking right. And so I've got the word highlights in both screens as well. I should connect those. So I've got highlights, highlights, connect those. So now you can see that word actually moves along because it's sitting off to the side in the start screen. And gaming is very similar. So let me find gaming, and over here we've got gaming, connect those. All right, so what am I missing? Let's exit out of the transition designer, and I'm going to make a link here going back with a up swipe, same gesture in reverse, and I'll go to the preview. Now this is going to help me see which parts aren't quite working right. So I'm going to open the preview with this screen, and this was a down swipe. So right as I start swiping, you can see this icon up here, this back arrow, turns into a menu immediately, so we'll need to fix that. This little indicator here disappears immediately, so I should fix that. And the word highlights is disappearing right at the beginning, so we can fix that as well. But other than that, it basically works. Okay, so back into the transition designer, I'm going to click Edit Transition. And the first thing I remember was this icon here. What I'm going to do is fade it out. And let's find that other one, which was the back arrow. I'm going to drag that. Actually, let's take this entire header group, drag it to the top of the layer list, because that lets us see this little thing, and we can fade out the arrow. And so now the arrow and the menu do a crossfade. Now in the original, there's actually an animation of the lines of the menu into the lines of the arrow. Now I'm not going to recreate that today, but that's something you can definitely do in Flinto if you break these up into separate shapes. And maybe I'll link to a tutorial in the description that shows how to do some of those types of animations. Okay, so the other thing was this indicator. I'm going to have that move down here and fade out. Okay, looking a little better. And it looks to me like everything's working now. Except science is on top, and I guess science should be behind highlights. Let's see if we can fix that. So here's highlights. I'll drag that up to the top of the layer list. And now that one's on top. Cool, that's a pretty crazy transition. I definitely wouldn't have thought of that without the inspiration from that dribble shot. So again, all the credit goes to Aurelion on Dribble. Definitely follow him, give him a like.